Good evening. We begin with a heartbreaking discovery in a Brampton home. Crews have pulled a body from a fire that has now claimed 3 lives.
While efforts continue to find the 2 others who are still missing since the blaze broke out in the middle of the night Thursday. CTV's Janice Golding has the latest.
An emotional morning in a Brampton neighborhood. Area residents overcome by grief as crews began the task of searching for bodies, making a grim discovery early this afternoon.
Short time ago, crews on scene have located the remains of an individual. They believe at this point that it to be an adult.
Initially, 3 people were unaccounted for, but fire crews were unable to mount a search yesterday due to structural concerns.
It's not how fast we can bring it down, it is how slowly, methodically, and carefully we can bring it down to ensure that we don't disrupt anything that is critical to the investigation.
The 2-alarm blaze in the McLaughlin and Remembrance Roads area of Brampton broke out around 2:15 a.m. Thursday. When firefighters arrived, they'd locate 2 people who died in the fire, one just inside the home, another just outside.
Look out! Everyone look out! On the grass!
You can hear fire officials calling to Gurdev Singh's family 2 doors away as surveillance cameras captured some of the burning home's residents and other neighbors spilling onto the street.
My heart is so die today. Yeah, it's so bad. Very, I'm not sleeping last night.
9 family members lived on the main 2 floors, including 3 who've been confirmed deceased, 2 who are still unaccounted for, and 4 others, including a 5-year-old boy who would jump from a 2nd-floor window.
My thoughts and prayers go to the family members that are affected.
I think that our neighborhood's definitely shaken and heartbroken by this.
Emergency officials tell us 2 people who were uninjured were renting the basement. 11 people in all living in a home that was not licensed to be a multi-unit dwelling.
Going to review all of the documents that we have related to any other registered licenses for any other residents, and we'll continue to work towards ensuring compliance.
Officials say the home was owned by an absentee landlord who applied to create a basement unit in 2019, adding a series of orders to comply had been issued by the city's building department, which were repeatedly ignored.
Brampton, what happened? One house, so many people, 20 people, 15 people, more than. It's no good.
I hope this is a wake-up call for some landlords to maybe, do things the right way and actually rent legally and responsibly, and make sure that their places are up to fire code, and make sure their places are up to every code that you need in terms of renting.
At this point, neighbors say one of the 2 residents still missing is a toddler. The 4 people who were taken to hospital sustained critical injuries. 3 of the 4, however, including the 5-year-old boy, have now been upgraded to serious but stable condition. Janice Golding, CTV News.
A boy has now died in hospital after being struck by 2 vehicles in Mississauga last night. This happened shortly before 5:30 p.m. yesterday on Mill Creek Drive near Erin Mills Parkway. Police say the boy, who was under 16, and a man in his 60s were both struck while crossing the street. The impact threw both of them onto the path of another vehicle. Both were rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries, and the boy died in hospital today. Both drivers involved remained at the scene, and an investigation by Peel's Major Collision Bureau is ongoing.
Also tonight, thieves target Habitat for Humanity's GTA headquarters, and it's not the first time. We'll tell you what they stole as the nonprofit charity's forced to try and make up the shortfall in their efforts to build affordable homes.
It is a milestone holiday season for us here at CTV Toronto because for the 30th year, we are proud to kick off our Toy Mountain annual campaign, which is giving help to kids in need.
And we couldn't do it without the many supporters who help out, and we couldn't do it without Lindsay Morrison, who's live tonight at Yorkdale Shopping Centre, where she's about to launch this year's campaign. So exciting. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Nathan, Michelle, it is so exciting. This is the 30th year of Toy Mountain! And look at all these wonderful friends who have gathered here today. We're going to talk about your weather, and then we're going to meet some of these fine folks. Let's take a look outside and show you where we stand right now. Temperature-wise, not so bad, 6 degrees at Pearson Airport. We've had some gusty winds today. They are starting to ease, though. That's the good news coming out of the west. And on the satellite and radar, gone are the showers for now. Might see a couple of them return over the weekend. Here's your night at a glance. It's looking like a good one if you maybe want to venture out and come on down to Yorkdale Shopping Shopping Center. That's where we are kicking off Toy Mountain. Rachel, thank you for hosting us. How does it feel to be a part of this campaign?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We are so excited here at Yorkdale to celebrate the launch of Toy Mountain here with CTV in support of the Salvation Army.
And people can drop off their toys here among many other locations.
Yes, you can drop off your gift here tonight, but if you're not able to stop by this evening, we're happy to accept them at our guest experience over the holiday season as well.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much, Rachel. We've got friends here from Evolution Chambers, Light of the World Church. We've got Access Storage back here. We have friends from Best Buy. We have the Salvation Army, of course. We have Ford. And Gina, you're here with the Salvation Army. You're a big part of our campaign this year. For those who maybe are learning about Toy Mountain for the first time, what is this campaign all about?
Well, this is about 30 years of CTV helping the Salvation Army and all of these wonderful sponsors to collect toys for smiling children at Christmas. But that's 30 years of kindness, 30 years of love, 30 years of generosity. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And you know, there is a fair amount of need, of course, in the GTA, many years, but this year it feels like there's a lot of need for sure. People can drop off toys. We're especially looking for toys for certain age groups, right?
That's true. We're looking for toys for teens, tweens, the younger ones, as well as for babies.
Okay, so keep that in mind as you do your shopping this weekend. We are going to start building a toy mountain. But for now, Nathan and Michelle, I'll send it back inside to you.
All right. Thank you, Lindsay.
Woohoo.
Ontario's education minister is facing criticism tonight for withholding the results of standardized testing across the province.
The government says the decision was made to take what it calls a deep dive into the numbers. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris reports.
How many people had it in both?
It's the education system's annual report card. How well are kids grasping math, reading, and writing?
Soon we'll be releasing the EQAO results, so there's a lot more that has to happen in education to put it all back on the right path.
But the Education Quality and Accountability Office report is usually out earlier in the fall. The Minister of Education says he's been holding it back to do a deep dive and act on what he's seeing.
It's absolutely ridiculous. The minister could release the information and then still analyze it.
The Liberals say the system should be able to walk and chew gum.
I think he's hiding the results because the government's record in education isn't great.
Last year's EQAO results showed fewer students in grades 3 and 6 meeting literacy standards. Math scores were steady or slightly improving, but still low.
It's actually most importantly for kids, their educators, and their families so they can get the help that they need, if they need it, to learn.
The opposition calls this holdback part of a government pattern.
They do not think they need to be transparent with parents or with educators. They don't think they need to be accountable to us, and information sharing is something that is optional.
The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario describes EQAO results as just a snapshot of one day.
Wanting to take a deep dive or really understand what's happening with a one-time assessment tool is concerning.
Bell believes the minister's time would be better spent taking a whole-of-child approach.
It means smaller classes. It means investing in having more professionals in our classroom so that we have the proper mental health supports, so we have the proper professionals besides our educators in the building to help students be successful.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
York Regional Police kicked off their annual festive season ride campaign.
In York Region, we've laid almost 1,200 impaired operation charges in 2025. I want to say that again. Just this year, 1,200 impaired operation charges. And while that represents a marginal decrease from 2024, even one impaired driver is one too many. And that's why we step up our efforts every festive season.
The initiative will see officers conducting spot checks over the holidays. Police are urging people to never get behind the wheel after consuming drugs or alcohol and are reminding the public to always have a plan to get home safely.
And on that note, MAD Toronto and the TTC have teamed up to launch this year's Project Red Ribbon campaign.
As we approach the holiday season, it's a time meant for joy, family, togetherness. It's important to remember that these celebrations are only meaningful if we all get home safely.
Dozens of city buses are displaying images of victims who have lost their lives to impaired driving. This campaign aims to raise awareness of the dangers of getting behind the wheel while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. MAD Toronto says it's important to plan another mode of transportation and to watch out for others.
I personally implore all of you who hear this message to be courageous, to be that person who speaks up whenever you suspect somebody may be getting behind the wheel impaired. Talk to them. Remind them of the direst consequences. Help them make the right decision. Remind them that they are putting themselves and others in harm's way.
MAD Toronto is asking residents to support Project Red Ribbon by displaying a red ribbon or decal on their vehicles, keychains, purses, and backpacks. Well, they are an organization dedicated to building homes for those in need.
But tonight, Toronto's Habitat for Humanity has been the victim of theft, with someone taking valuable materials destined for a family's home. CTV's Mike Walker has the story.
The thieves hand-bombed the individual spools of wire.
More than $10,000 worth of electrical copper wire meant for an affordable housing project stolen from this storage container at the Habitat for Humanity GTA headquarters.
It's very disheartening. That's electrical wire that we need to build affordable homes. You can't build homes without it.
Habitat says the 3 suspects showed up to the office near Bermondsey and Eglinton in this van captured by a surveillance camera shortly before 4 Thursday morning. They broke into the storage container using this bolt cutter and crowbar that they left behind. They say in less than 20 minutes, the suspects loaded the van with a skid of electrical wire similar to this one.
Started hand bombing one at a time, 48 rolls of wire into a vehicle with no care about what they were doing.
The electrical wire was destined for an affordable housing project underway in Brampton.
We do have enough for construction efforts to continue. It just comes down to that cost to us. That's a loss that a nonprofit charity like Habitat for Humanity GTA shouldn't have to bear.
This type of theft has been prevalent for years. It's the second time in 6 months the GTA habitat has been targeted. A similar incident happened at a construction site in Oshawa.
And there seems to be an upsurge in the thefts of copper wire. Ultimately, I think copper prices are fairly high, $5, $6 a pound. And so people are taking advantage of that for whatever reason, just, ultimately thefts.
At this point, police haven't released any details about the suspects and say the investigation is ongoing.
There is a financial impact to us, but also the safety and security of our staff. We have many volunteers and staff that come to this building every day,
prompting Habitat to increase surveillance at its site. Mike Walker, CTV News.
Tim Bosma's family says they are disgusted. Convicted murderer Dylan Millard has been transferred to a medium security prison. Millard and his friend Mark Smith were convicted of murdering 32-year-old Tim Bosma after taking his car for a test drive in Ancaster in 2013. His remains were not found until 2016. The 2 men were also convicted of first-degree murder in the 2017 death of Laura Babcock. In addition, Millard was convicted of killing his own father, who was murdered in 2018. Millard was given 3 life sentences with no chance of parole for 75 years. Today it was revealed he's been moved to from a maximum security to a medium security facility. Bosma family released a statement which reads in part, Corrections Canada disregarded the feedback provided by our families in response to the possibility of such a move, instead giving a condescending pat on the head to the victims' families and carrying forward anyway.
A grizzly bear attack on a school group in the remote BC community of Bella Coola has left several people hospitalized, including 2 reported to be in critical condition. CTV's Scott Hurst has the latest details.
It is a terrifying attack that has left a small BC community on edge. A grizzly bear attack injuring multiple students and at least 1 teacher. Of the 4 injured in the bear attack, 3 are children, 1 is an adult. Another 7 people were cared for at the scene. At the time of the attack, the students and the teachers, approximately 20 of them, were having lunch along a trail by the river in the remote community on BC's central coast when the grizzly apparently emerged from the forest and attacked. What prompted the bear to charge the group is not yet known at this time. According to the BC Conservation Officer Service, multiple teachers intervened. They used pepper spray and a bear banger to stop the attack and get the grizzly away from the students. The injured were initially treated in the community, but are being transported to Vancouver for further care. A spokesperson for the local school district told CTV News the attack involved an independent school run by the Newhalk First Nation. Conservation officers tried to locate the grizzly overnight, but no luck in tracking it down as of yet. Preliminary information suggests the bear may have been previously injured. Efforts to capture and assess the bear are continuing today.
Captured mitigation techniques have been set to capture and evaluate the bear in question. We recognize this incident is distressing for the community. We are in close contact with the Newhalk Nation as our investigation continues.
Today in the community, the school is closed, but the district says it is doing what it can to provide support and counseling services. The public is being asked to avoid the area surrounding the incident and remain indoors until further notice. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
The federal transport minister was in Brampton this morning promoting two initiatives aimed at boosting trade.
And investments from the Trade Diversification Corridors Fund and the Arctic Infrastructure Fund will increase the capacity of our trade and transportation infrastructure, strengthen Canada's sovereignty and presence in the Arctic, and improve Canada's ability to move imports and exports across this country and to and from the rest of the world.
The two initiatives under the oversight of Transport Canada are the $5 billion Trade Diversification Corridors Fund, as well as the $1 billion Arctic Infrastructure Fund. McKinnon says the money will go toward infrastructure projects, strengthen trade corridors, and promote Canada's Arctic sovereignty.
Canada Post is reporting what it's calling an unprecedented loss in its third quarter. The Crown Corporation says it lost $541 million before tax, marking the largest quarterly loss in its history. Canada Post says strike activity and uncertainty sent customers to competitors, and that resulted in a drop in parcels revenue of approximately 40%. Ottawa is reviewing a plan submitted by Canada Post with a goal of scaling back operations and staff to get costs under control.
The Prime Minister has begun the next leg of his international trip, touching down in South Africa ahead of the G20 Leaders Summit.
This follows a visit to the United Arab Emirates as Canada looks to secure new trade ties. CTV's Rachel Aiello is traveling with the PM.
Over the next year, we will take significant measures to elevate our relationship.
Speaking to a crowd of Emirati and Canadian business leaders, the Prime Minister said his government is ready to start reaping the benefits of a strengthened economic and diplomatic relationship between the two countries.
On the surface, to the uninitiated, Canada and the UAE can appear as different as snow and sand. Yet we're deeply, deeply aligned. At our core, we're both trading nations.
At the Canada-UAE Business Council Summit, Mark Carney highlighted how both nations are in a position to lead the global clean energy transition and announced the start of a new agreement valued at more than $1 billion to expand critical mineral processing capacity in Canada.
This is a new chapter in our relationship, a new chapter in our partnership.
Delegations of big funders from both nations will also be exchanging visits next year. Trips made easier by Canada and the UAE confirming more direct commercial flights are coming. With the Canada-U.S. trade war waging on, the political stakes are high for Carney to deliver on diversifying Canada's economy quickly.
This is really important to AI infrastructure build out, data centers, mining projects, infrastructure, everything that Canada wants to build will need a large amount of money, and the UAE is a good starting point for that.
While here on the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister will be trying to advance trade talks with other world leaders, including India's Prime Minister. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Johannesburg.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is warning his country faces a choice between losing its dignity or Washington's backing. This comes as the U.S. pursues a new peace deal that endorses key Russian demands.
We will work calmly with America and all our partners. There will be a constructive search for solutions with our main partner. I will present arguments, I will persuade, I will offer alternatives, but we will definitely not give the enemy any reason to say that Ukraine does not want peace.
Washington's plan calls on Ukraine to give up territory and accept limits on its military in exchange for unspecified security guarantees. Those asks could cross red lines for Kyiv. U.S. President Donald Trump suggested Ukraine doesn't have much of a choice.
There's been criticism that this deal...
You mean he doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of...
Well, he'll have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then, you know, they should just keep fighting, I guess.
Russian President Vladimir Putin said he'd received this U.S. plan and it could be a basis of a final resolution. 3 sources told Reuters that Ukraine is working on a counter-proposal with the help of France, Germany, and the UK. The EU foreign policy chief said Russia has no legal right whatsoever to any concessions from the country it invaded as nightly strikes continue.
As temperatures plummet in much of Europe, heavy snowfall in Sweden left motorists stranded on a highway overnight. Authorities in the country's southernmost province shut down highways as the snow made it impossible for vehicles to move or for rescuers to get in. Swedish television spoke with one stranded couple who said they were stuck in a pileup involving cars and trucks, but they weren't injured, just very bored while sitting in their car. Officials say conditions improved by late Thursday, meaning they were able to continue recovery and cleanup efforts.
Coming up, she's made a big smash in the tennis world, and now Burlington's own Victoria Mboko can add key to the city to her impressive haul this year.
And I'm Pat Foran. Coming up on Consumer Alert, will you be traveling over the holiday season? If you are, has your luggage seen better days? If you need a new carry-on bag or have one on your wish list, we have some good advice to let you know which one can go the distance. All of that story, that's just ahead.
We are just starting to build a toy mountain. We are at Yorkdale Shopping Center, surrounded by some really great friends. The Toronto area Ford dealers have been a long-time supporter of Toy Mountain. Darcy Chisholmore, you're retiring this year?
I am. I'm now what you call alumni. But we do have our new general manager with us here, which I'd like to introduce you to is Mr. Mark Richardson.
Welcome, Mark. And Mark, you can tell us about a special contest that's happening.
Sure. Thank you very much, Lindsay. If you're out and about and you stop by one of your 23 Toronto area Ford dealerships before December 12th, you can get a ballot for a chance to win a 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend.
Wow, that's so exciting. And you guys always keep the excitement going, including on launch day. I think you've got a little surprise for us here.
We always like to have a donation on the first night. And this donation is really of our sponsorship of the school program. So on behalf of the Toronto area Ford dealers, we'd like to present $30,000.
Wow, amazing start. Gina, what do you think of this? So the mountain is growing.
Well, $30,000 for 30 years of CTV Toy Mountain.
Oh,
it can't get any better than that.
It can't. This is wonderful. Thank you all so much. Let's take a look at your weekend weather forecast. It's looking pretty good. Get out, do some shopping, make a donation to Toy Mountain at your local store, mall, so many different places you can donate. We've got lots more to come here on CTV News. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When you're traveling, the last thing you want is your luggage to break open on the carousel or have a broken wheel or busted zipper.
A good set is built to handle some wear and tear and can help protect your belongings and prevent theft. Here's Pat Foran and Consumer Alert. Pat.
Thanks, Nathan and Michelle. If you're buying luggage, there can be big differences. It's not just if it's hard shell or soft shell. Many bags may not be the size they say it is. And there are things to check to make sure your suitcase can survive the conveyor belts at the airport. When it comes to flying, a dependable suitcase is a must, and now more passengers are choosing a carry-on as their main bag so they can keep it with them at all times. Lifestyle content creator and busy mom Rebecca Neves Huffman packs for her entire family and says when it comes to luggage,
my favorite, hands down, especially after a bad travel experience, was switching over to a hard shell.
Consumer Reports says hard shell luggage can offer travelers some real benefits.
A hard shell is going to give you better protection if you're packing fragile items, and it's going to offer more security because it can't be ripped open as easily, and a lot of them come with the built-in locks. Plus, it also keeps you from overstuffing your bag.
Just remember, a carry-on bag may seem like it'll fit in the overhead bin, but that's not always the case. The latest Consumer Reports investigation found that about 2/3 of carry-on bags tested were larger than the maker claimed.
Before you head to the airport, double check your carry-on against your airline size limits. If the bag's too big, you may have to check it, and that can mean extra money.
Two top-rated carry-ons are the Amazon Basics 21-inch hard-side spinner. It's affordable, durable, and easy to pull. And the Samsonite Outline Pro carry-on spinner performed great when it came to carrying and pulling and really stood out for its construction. For check luggage, brands like iFly, Away, and Traveler's Choice receive good ratings. It's also recommended you use a travel backpack as your personal item. The best ones fit under the seat, help you stay organized, and double as a day pack once you land. But even with the right bag, things can still get lost.
This right here has been a lifesaver using AirTags.
And Rebecca says it helped her work with the airline to track down her lost bags.
Oh, I got my luggage back.
Smart choices that can make traveling during busy times go much smoother. And when you buy luggage, don't forget about the warranty. Many brands offer 5 to 10-year coverage for defects like broken zippers, wheels, or stitching. It's protection that could save you money down the road. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
If you have a consumer story idea, email us at alert@ctv.ca.
Well, hey, friends, it is Toy Mountain time, and we are starting things off tonight. What better place than the amazing Yorkdale Mall? And I love that $30,000 check to mark 30 years of this campaign.
Yeah, it just seems to have just flown by. But, I mean, the message, of course, help give a kid a Christmas, and you can't ever forget that. Hey, Lindsay.
Absolutely, Michelle and Nathan. It's so special that this is the 30th anniversary of this remarkable campaign by the Salvation Army in partnership with CTV. We're so happy to be a part of it again. And we're going to introduce you to some pretty special people who make this campaign what it is in just a moment. But let's get to your forecast. We're going to begin by taking a look outside at the satellite and radar. Yeah, we did have a couple of showers in places earlier today. They have tapered off. We've got some wet snowflakes impacting portions of central Ontario. Overall, though, this weekend, it's going to be dry. High pressure is the name of the game, although it won't be a perfect blue sky. We're going to have some cloudy periods as well. So setting the forecast radar in motion, you'll see midday Saturday looks fantastic. Maybe a bit of an increase in cloud for the afternoon. Overnight and pre-dawn hours Sunday, possibility of a few showers, maybe some wet flurries too, but the afternoon looks pretty good. Monday is a great looking day, still mild. Things do change heading into Tuesday. We'll get to that. Overnight tonight, forecast low -1 degree, below freezing, but seasonal. Into tomorrow, we can expect the temperature to be normal as well, 6 degrees for the high. And then as we progress into the day on Sunday, we're expecting it to be comfortable at 7 degrees, mix of sun and clouds, slight chance of showers for the original Santa Claus parade happening in Toronto. I think it's going to be great for anyone hoping to head out, enjoy, or partake in that parade. On the 7-day forecast, I just want to point out that we are looking at periods of rain on Tuesday, and then by Thursday, it's likely to be cool enough for us to see a few flurries return to the forecast. We are returning to Yorkdale Shopping Centre, where we are building a toy mountain. Look at all these toys. We're off to a great start. Okay, access storage. Dan, this is your 16th year being a part of this campaign?
Thank you so much. We're very, very happy to be here on behalf of Access Storage. And yes, indeed, it is our 16th year being a proud partner of the Salvation Army and trying to bring some joy to every kid out there in the community. You can donate toys at any of our locations across Ontario, where, until the 21st. So, we definitely encourage everyone to come and, drop a toy at any of our many locations in Ontario. Because together we want to build a toy mountain!
Great looking team here. Thank you for that. We love Access Storage. We love Best Buy. You guys are here with some wonderful toys as well. Another place that people can drop off toys and somewhere that we're going to be visiting soon.
Yes, on Tuesday the 25th, we will be at our Sherway location. Just want to say we are so honored on behalf of Best Buy, and we love to be in support of Toy Mountain.
We love that you're supporting Toy Mountain as well. Thank you so much for being here today. All right, I want to talk to my friends from Evolution Chambers. Let's hear it. Yeah. Okay. Greg, Tell us what it is that you guys are hoping to do to be a part of Toy Mountain.
100%. First off, thank you very much. This is going to be our 4th year in a row. We are the #1 personal training studio in Canada, but it's not even about that. Right now, it's about the kids. And honestly, that difference, you probably know this as well, that difference of waking up and being able to, see what Santa got you, that makes a huge difference. And I'm very glad to be a part of this with our members' help. And it's Evolution Season!
I like that. So people can donate to you, and then you'll contribute to the Salvation Army?
Exactly. Actually, we even incentivize our members to donate, but I won't even get into that. It's about the kids.
It is about the kids, and there's a few of them here tonight that have been performing on stage. It's been beautiful. We're going to get a few of them on a little later in the program, too. But for now, Nathan and Michelle, I want to invite you to enjoy the wonderful Salvation Army Band. Let's listen in for a little bit.
Breast Cancer Canada has released its 2025 annual progress report. The report highlights advances in treatment, screening, and policy, while also identifying gaps in access to care across the country. The organization says 7 new breast cancer therapies were approved in the past year, but getting from the approval phase to access still takes over a year on average. Breast Cancer Canada also says the current federal recommendation to begin screening at age 50 for average-risk women should be lowered to 40 nationwide, as Ontario and some other provinces have done.
And we're still looking at Quebec and Alberta a little bit behind everyone else. But, it's great to know and it's great to see that we've made progress on that. If women are not feeling 100%, they know their bodies best, So present, make sure you go to, your primary caregiver if you have one, and if not, certainly you can self-refer in most of the provinces to get that mammogram done.
According to the report, screening rates have not rebounded to pre-COVID-19 pandemic levels, with 44% of women surveyed choosing not to be screened.
A note for commuters, a portion of the TTC's Line 1 will be closed tomorrow. There will be no subway service between St. George and St. Andrews stations because of planned track work. Museum, Queen's Park, St. Patrick, and Osgood stations will all be closed. The TTC says shuttle buses will not be operating, but riders can divert to surface routes or the Yonge side of Line 1. Regular subway service is set to resume in time for the Santa Claus Parade. A few GO train schedule changes are also taking effect over the next few days. As of tomorrow, weekend service on the Lakeshore West and Lakeshore East lines will run once every 30 minutes. Metrolinx is emphasizing this is a temporary change, and it'll monitor ridership and service demands. Then as of Sunday, weekend service on the Kitchener line will increase and extend to Kitchener GO Station. Full details are on the GO Transit website.
Meanwhile, it looks like the TTC will officially have an additional line up and running by the end of the year. Sources tell CTV News the Finch West LRT will officially open December 7th. The 10-kilometer route will serve 18 stops from Finch from Line 1 to Humber College. Metrolinx has said Line 6 will cut down on travel times and improve transit reliability in the city's northwest. Major construction began in 2019, and it was originally set to be done in 2023, but the opening date was continually pushed back. Metrolinx CEO Michael Lindsay said Monday that there is also a chance the Line 5 Eglinton Crosstown is also able to open by the end of 2025.
From Line 6 to Line 3, one that's no longer in operation, but for 4 decades, the RT was the way millions got around in Scarborough.
The RT stopped running back in 2023, but now you can visit one of the familiar blue cars at the Toronto Zoo. CTV's Alison Hurst explains why.
3, 2, 1.
A decommissioned Scarborough RT car is now permanently parked at the Toronto Zoo.
It's not a prop. It's actually our Zoomobile station for our guests who are touring around the zoo.
Serving instead of as a way to travel, as a place for visitors to wait for their transport.
We hope it's one of those pieces that brings back memories today but we'll be here 25 years from now to help us reminisce at a different time.
The aging Scarborough RT had a design life of 25 years, but had been in service for 38.
One of the greatest things that I remember was when you were on the RT and there was that one pass-through where all the graffiti is up on the wall and everybody looked at it and loved it.
It did smell like cookies and eggs, which is so weird, man.
In July 2023, it derailed, leaving 5 passengers injured. That was the last ride on the transit line. It was decommissioned after that.
I know it wasn't the most perfect ride in the world. There were some smells, there were some noises, but this was part of our history regardless. And this is what we used to commute since 1985.
24 of the 28 cars were sold to the city of Detroit. 2 of them were donated to the Halted Region Museum. The one severely damaged in the derailment was scrapped, but this donation started as a conversation.
Just like a hope and a dream, but the people at the Toronto Zoo and the TTC made that happen.
A piece of history parked here as some city councillors pitch keeping more of the Scarborough RT infrastructure, made up of the stations and the elevated laneway.
There is a push by myself, my colleagues, Councillor Shen, Councillor Candoval, and others to actually make this a linear park. For the new generation of Scarborough, a way to actively get around in our community.
The car at the zoo opens in early December. Alison Hurst, CTV News.
The Princess Margaret Home Lottery early bird deadline is midnight tonight. I'm Nicole Servinas, and as you can see, I'm on the dock witnessing a gorgeous view of Lake Vernon, and this is part of the early bird prize package that could be yours. Worth $3 million, and that is the Muskoka Lakefront Cottage and $50,000 cash. But here to tell us more is VP of Lottery from Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, Ramona Oz. Ramona, this view
on Lake Vernon, like you said, part of a 4-lake chain, and of course the cottage. We call it a cottage, but it really is a 4-season paradise. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, loads of space, floor-to-ceiling windows, great for entertaining. The list goes on and on.
It goes on and on and on. 2,700 square feet.
That's right.
Lots of opportunity to bring friends and family to celebrate and really, really enjoy and make the most out of this cottage. But also, there are so many other prizes that people could win. I think, 13,000 prizes?
That's right, valued at more than $10.9 million, not the least of which is the $7 million grand prize, which includes the Oakville Show Home and $500,000 cash. We've got cars, we've got vacations, but don't forget to add on. So you buy your home lottery ticket, our 50-50 jackpot is now over $5.4 million and growing, thanks to all the listeners tonight, of course. So add on that ticket. And you can also add on a cash calendar, grand prize $250,000, or our Wanderlust add-on, and where you can win incredible life-changing vacations or take $70,000 cash.
So many opportunities to win. And you know what? Make sure you get your tickets because they're almost sold. We're 85%?
85% sold. And not only can you win incredible prizes, but all the funds fuel life-saving cancer research at the Princess Margaret. Help us carry the fire. Buy your tickets today by midnight tonight.
PrincessMargaretLotto.com.
Stocks bounced in Toronto and New York today, but it was a tough week for investors. BNN Bloomberg's Andrew Bell has more on that.
Hello there. U.S. and Canadian shares rose just under 1% today on renewed hopes for a U.S. interest rate cut next month. But America's S&P 500 index dropped 2% this week, and Toronto was down about 0.5% as investors backed away from soaring artificial intelligence stocks and dumped cryptocurrencies. Chip seller NVIDIA came out with yet more rosy growth projections, but its shares are still down 6% in the past 5 trading sessions. Here are the closing numbers. The Canadian dollar changed hands at 70.96 US cents, up a fraction. West Texas Intermediate oil was at $58.06 US a barrel, down 94 cents. And Western Canadian Select Oil, by our latest fix, was at $46.20, down 33 cents. The TSX Composite finally ended at 30,160.65, up just over 254 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Andrew Bell of BNN Bloomberg.
The Business Report is brought to you by Canadian Western Bank, the bank built for business.
Rising tennis star Victoria Mboko was honored with the key to the city of Burlington today.
CTV's Sean Leathong has more on the honor and the teen's success over the past year.
A tennis star making her hometown proud. Victoria Mboko given the key to the city of Burlington. Then, just 18 years old, Mboko caught the attention of Canadians winning the National Bank Open in Montreal last August. But back home is a place where they know who she was long before professional tennis.
I've always just wanted to win. I was always a very competitive child.
Her family having fled the Democratic Republic of Congo before her birth, they settled in Burlington in 2009. Her earliest coaches could see the competitiveness that would one day make a champion.
The little girl was hungry to play tennis. I mean, from the day she started at 3 or 4 years old, she could not get enough.
But as the crowd came to celebrate the young champion, it's Mboko who's quick to point out those who helped make her.
My great second teachers who's sitting in the red over there. She was my favorite teacher, and she made it so fun for me.
Retired teacher Marie Von Boddicker says she's grateful because she can still see that girl from grade 2 so many years ago.
But I'm so proud of what she's become, and it's such an honor to be a part of this journey with her.
The fact that she singles you out.
Oh, that was beyond. It's such a gift to a teacher.
Mboko most recently won the Hong Kong Open in early November for her second title of the year. She's currently ranked number 18 in the world and climbing. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
Well, we are building a toy mountain, and we're off to an incredible start thanks to, of course, some corporate sponsors, the Salvation Army, but also really wonderful people who want to just help out. This is the Light of the World Church. Everyone say hello. They look wonderful, don't they? And look at what they brought us tonight. Horatio, tell us a little bit about what it is you've done.
Yes, we are honored to be invited to be part of this beautiful project. So we have gathered 238 gifts from our church. Members have come forward and they have been very generous to help in this beautiful cause. And yes, we're very happy to keep gathering more, collecting more toys for the church, and hopefully bring them before Christmas.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you so much for that. More than 200 toys, and it's still November. We love to hear this. You've gotten us off to such a great start, and people can continue to donate to you?
Yes, at 800 Arrow Road. We'll be there open and receiving donations. If they'd like to visit us, we're there also waiting for them, and hopefully we can bring more toys and many more happy faces, little kids.
I want to talk to, speaking of kids, this is your son Eden. Eden, how does it feel to be helping other kids at Christmas time?
It feels very exciting to be able to help other kids and children out there who don't have the opportunity to celebrate and have toys for Christmas.
Thank you for what you're doing. Was it fun to do some shopping and pick out some toys?
Yeah, it was very exciting and fun.
See, it can be a fun experience as well. Thank you so much, Light of the World Church. I want to introduce you to Rory. Rory works in the distribution center at the Salvation Army. Remind us what kinds of toys we're looking for this year and maybe how many we're hoping to collect.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lindsay. It's so much my honor to be part of represent the team we have at their toy distribution center. This year we're looking once again for those age groups, those 0 to 36 months, those toddlers and babies, and those older kids, 11 to 13. Those are the age groups we really need to collect this year. This year, our total we're looking for to be able to support all these children and just make those kind of dreams happen is 65,000 toys this year. It's an incredible number, but I know this community can raise those kind of toys. I'm super happy to be part of that. And distribute places to drop off new unused toys. We're looking for all of our sponsors here, Access Storage, Best Buy, Ford dealerships. Any one of them will take toys. Any of the 18 malls in the Greater Toronto area have toy donation bins. Please find one and donate an unwrapped toy. And any of the Salvation Army locations would gladly accept the toy as well.
I know we can do it. 65,000 toys. We're on our way to building a toy mountain. And stay with us. We'll be right back here on CTV News.
All right, it's the time of year. It is the spirit of giving, and we're witnessing it now.
Oh, my goodness. Toy Mountain campaign is well underway. The crowd, the toys, Lindsay, well done.
It is the most wonderful time of the year. Michelle and Nathan, we're so happy to be kicking off this campaign today. And maybe you can hear, we've been enjoying some really beautiful music tonight, courtesy of some young stars from the Star Academy. Jenna, your students are so talented. They've been performing for us tonight.
Yeah, we are really proud to be on this event. We are performing at Toy Mountain for 8 years already. But today we are happy to introduce our new project. It's Nutcracker, it's a musical. It's not the ballet, it's a brand new musical. And we are happy to introduce the author of the script, very famous journalist and author, Richard Uzunan. Yeah.
Richard.
Hi there.
Hi, thank you so much for being a part of Toy Mountain tonight.
I'd love to be part of this. It's an important part of the Christmas season.
And congratulations on your show. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you know, the Nutcracker is always a ballet. And a few years ago, I was working on the immersive Nutcracker down at 1 Yonge Street, and I wrote lyrics for a song at the end of the show. And Jana said, you know, why don't we do a whole Nutcracker musical? And it took us a few years, but I finally sat down with David Warwick, a wonderful composer, and we took the story of the Nutcracker everyone knows and loves, but added about 18 songs to it.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
It's great.
We're really enjoying getting a little preview of what to enjoy. We're going to take one more look at your weather as we finish off the show. It has been so fabulous to have all of these wonderful guests here joining us for the kickoff of Toy Mountain. Congratulations on your new project. Can we get a little Merry Christmas from you guys?
Merry Christmas!
There you have it. This campaign is all about kids, helping kids, and of course, the generosity of all these people as we build a Toy
Mountain.
Nathan and Michelle, back to you.
Let the toy collecting begin. Thanks, everyone, and that's it for us. But be sure to join Heather Wright tonight at 11 for CTV National News, followed by Zarada Alman with your next local newscast at 11:30.
Meantime, our coverage continues anytime on CP24 and at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Lindsay and all of us here at CTV News, thanks for watching and have a wonderful weekend.